In a realm where the allure of wealth, fame, and power consumes the hearts of men, a legend was born. Once upon a time, a man emerged from the depths of the vast ocean, his name echoing through the annals of history like a thunderous tempest. They called him the Pirate King Gol D, a man who defied the boundaries of this world, seizing everything within his grasp. It was said that his exploits were legendary, his deeds etched in the fabric of time itself. But as the winds of destiny whispered their secrets, Gol D's story took an unexpected turn. Handcuffed and standing tall upon an elevated execution platform in the heart of a bustling town, his eyes betrayed a mix of defiance and resignation. Two men, their swords crossing in a deadly X before him, embodied the imminent fate that awaited the Pirate King. The crowd gathered below, their collective breath held captive by the weight of this historic moment. The atmosphere crackled with a potent blend of anticipation, fear, and awe. Roger's face bore a wicked smile, as if he reveled in the chaos and uncertainty he had sown. And then, with his final breath, his voice dripping with enigma, he uttered the words that would reverberate across the globe, transcending the boundaries of life and death. "My treasure? If you desire it, then seek it out, for I have left all that exists in this world there," he declared, his words carrying the weight of 1,000 possibilities. The execution platform became the epicenter of a revolution that would engulf the world in its wake. The town, once just a backdrop to Roger's demise, would soon bear witness to the birth of a new era, an era defined by the pursuit of dreams, the clash of ambitions, and the untold treasures awaiting those daring enough to seize them. As the swords gleamed above Gol D, ready to descend upon him, the world held its breath, sensing that this act of execution would not be the end, but rather the beginning of an extraordinary journey, a journey that would forever change the lives of countless souls and shape the course of nations. The Great Pirate Age was about to unfold, and the world stood poised on the precipice of a grand adventure, driven by the enigmatic words of a man who refused to let his legacy fade into obscurity. Thus the world ushered in the Great Pirate Age. One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 1. Romance Dawn. The Dawn of the Adventure. 12 years later, in a small seaport village nestled along the shores, time seemed to slow down under the gentle caress of the east wind. On the harbor, a docked pirate ship, weathered and worn from its countless voyages, rode against the tides of the sea. The pirates exchanged curious glances, their gazes drawn to the figurehead of the ship, where a young boy stood, defiant against the backdrop of the peaceful village. This boy, known as Monkey D. Luffy, possessed a spirit that burned brighter than ever before. A man wearing a straw hat approached the boy and called out to him, "Oi! What are you doing, Luffy?" The boy's gaze pierced the man's eyes as he held firm to his resolve. Adorned in a shirt emblazoned with the word anchor, with his left hand, he clutched a knife as he proclaimed, "I'm not joking this time! I've had enough! I'll prove it for you all to see!" The man in the straw hat chuckled heartily as he laughed. "Go for it! Let's see what you're gonna do," he encouraged. But among the onlookers, there was a voice filled with skepticism. "Luffy is going to do something funny again," one man amused. Undeterred by the murmurs of skepticism, Luffy took a decisive step forward. With a daring that defied reason, he raised the knife and brought it down swiftly without hesitation. The knife found its mark as he stabbed himself, just underneath his eye. A collective gasp escaped the lips of the surrounding pirates as Luffy's pain-filled cry pierced the air. The pirates alike stood frozen in disbelief, unable to comprehend the audacity of Luffy's act. The man in straw hat shouted with worry, "Idiot! What the hell are you doing?" Yet amidst the cacophony of Luffy's screams, there was a glimmer of something extraordinary the pirates did not expect. Within the heart of Windmill Village, amidst the lively atmosphere of Party's Bar, pirates and the spirited boy Luffy had gathered. A raucous proposal to raise their glasses in celebration of Luffy's audacity and their own demeanor echoed through the air. "Let's drink up and celebrate, to Luffy's craziness and to our greatness," cried a pirate. Inside the bustling bar, men reveled in the mirth of camaraderie. Laughter and conversation intermingled with the clinking of glasses and the aroma of sumptuous meals. Amidst the revelry, a mischievous monkey swung from the rafters. Pirates of all shapes and sizes, each with their own tales of adventure, indulged in the festivities. Amidst the joyous chaos, one pirate, filled with laughter, urged everyone to continue drinking. "Drink, drink!" he exclaimed, raising his own mug in a toast to revelry. Another pirate, fueled by the spirit of celebration, called for more sake. Meanwhile, two other pirates engaged in a playful yet heated dispute over a succulent piece of meat. The first pirate vehemently claimed ownership, shouting, "Idiot, that's my meat!" while the second pirate defiantly retorted, "Shut up! It's mine!" Amidst the revelers, a fat man indulged himself by drinking directly from a barrel of beer. With a hearty chuckle, he jokingly interjected, "Yo, cut it out! To brawl while you're drunk is so shameful." In the midst of the revelry, Luffy, now patched up from his earlier act of self-inflicted pain, spoke with a mixture of pride and vulnerability. "Ah, it didn't hurt one bit," the boy said with a hint of tears. The man with the straw hat addressed the boy sternly, "Liar! Don't do anything so stupid again!" Luffy, undeterred, proclaimed, "I'm not afraid of pain at all. Next time take me out to sea." He said with glee, "I want to be a pirate too." The man before him revealed to be the pirate leader known as red-haired Shanks. His most striking feature was his deeply crimson red hair, cascading his allure from his curtained bangs. Yet it was his eyes that truly mesmerized all who beheld him, as a set of triple parallel linear scars marked his left eye. Atop his head, he proudly sported a weathered straw hat, supported with a vibrant red band. Shanks expressed his doubts in a sporting manner. "You can't handle being a pirate. Not being able to swim is a pirate's greatest weakness," he declared. Luffy boasted, "As long as I stay on board the ship, I'll be fine. Besides, my fighting skills are pretty good too. I've rigorously trained before. My punch is as strong as a pistol fire." Shanks, seemingly unimpressed, responded, "Pistol? Wow. Really?" The tone of his words struck a nerve with Luffy, who bristled with anger. "What kind of tone is that?" he retorted. In the lively tavern, the pirates had formed a line, swaying and dancing with the jovial fat man at the center. To the fat man's left stood a man donning a kerchief, emblazoned with the name Yasopp. A fellow pirate noticed Luffy's despondent expression and remarked, "Luffy, you seem unhappy." Yasopp, the man with the kerchief, interjected with words of encouragement, saying, "Be happy to face anything." Lucky Roo chimed in, affirming, "Yeah, a pirate's life is great." Another pirate added, "The sea is vast and full of wonders. You can visit any island and encounter countless adventures." And yet another proclaimed with a foot on his face, "Nothing is greater than freedom." Luffy's eyes widened with fascination at the pirate's words. Shanks, the pirate captain, interjected, urging the men, "Don't give him these dumb ideas, guys." The fat man argued, "But it's the truth, right?" Yasopp agreed to Lucky's statement. Sensing the growing excitement, one pirate suggested to the captain, "Captain, why don't you take him with us one time? It's not a big deal." Luffy and another pirate eagerly concurred. Shanks, considering the proposal, ordered, "Well then, next time, one of you will step off the ship and let him take your place." The men, hearing their captain's decision, turned and skipped away, while Lucky playfully remarked, "We've said enough. Let's drink." "What kind of friends are you?" Luffy contested. Shanks, with a calming tone, stated, "The most important thing is that you're still too young. Wait at least another 10 years and I'll reconsider taking you out to sea." Luffy, boasting in defiance, retorted, "Darn it, Shanks! Let me tell you, I'm not a kid anymore." The red-haired captain attempted to soothe Luffy's anger, offering him a cup, saying, "Don't be mad. Here, drink some juice." Luffy accepted the gesture and happily sipped the juice, but Shanks couldn't help but laugh and shed a few tears. "You really are a kid! How funny!" he exclaimed. Luffy, feeling tricked, barked, "What a dirty trick!" Disappointed, Luffy mumbled, "I'm so tired. I even cut myself today and he still won't agree," as he turned away. In the background, the female bartender diligently served customers, her warm smile illuminating the scene. A man smoking a cigarette tried to explain Shanks's perspective to the young boy, saying, "Luffy, you should try to understand the captain's feelings." Luffy, questioning, responded, "Understand Shanks's feelings?" The man continued, "Yes. After all, he is our leader. He knows that being a pirate is interesting, but he also knows that a pirate's life is hard and very dangerous." Luffy pondered it silently, as a wanted poster of Mikio Itu hung on the tavern wall. Luffy, still perplexed, exclaimed, "I don't understand! Shanks just takes me for an idiot!" Which Shanks confirmed by mockingly repeating, "Can't swim?" Luffy challenged, "See?" Marquino, the bartender, observed the exchange, remarking, "Captain, you seem as happy as always," her smile revealing a hint of sympathy. Shanks replied, "Yep, making fun of him is my joy." Luffy turned to the smoking man once more while pointing to Shanks, expressing his frustration that the captain wasn't taking him seriously. The man assured him he really is very happy. Holding a barrel of beer, Marquino offered, "Luffy, would you like to eat something?" Luffy declared, "Okay, I'll pay you with my treasure." Shanks skeptically questioned, "What treasure? You're lying again." Luffy vehemently denied, saying, "No, I'm definitely going to be a pirate. I'll pay her with the treasure I find." Marquino chuckled and replied, "I'll be waiting," as the child burst into laughter. Luffy sat patiently, fork and knife in hand, eagerly awaiting his meal. Finally, Marquino brought Luffy and Shanks their meals. As Luffy struggled to take a bite of a large piece of meat, he questioned him, "How long are you going to stay?" The red-haired captain replied, "Well, it's almost been a year since we started using this town as our base. I plan on setting sail a couple more times, then we'll leave this town and head north." Luffy, contemplating Shanks's words, managed to take a satisfying bite. "A couple of times," he mused. Marquino observed him. As she washed dishes, Luffy proudly declared, "I'll learn how to swim by then." Shanks, accepting the challenge, replied, "All right, good luck," he promised sincerely. Suddenly, the heavy wooden doors were kicked open, causing a hush to fall over the entire place. A man, accompanied by a group of followers, strode in confidently, his presence demanding attention. "Excuse me," he called out, his voice cutting through the silence. His eyes surveyed the scene, taking in the boisterous group before him. With a smirk, he remarked, "So this is what pirates look like, huh? This is the first time I've seen pirates. They look pretty dumb to me." To his surprise, the fat man and the smoking man at the bar seemed unfazed by his sudden intrusion. Meanwhile, Luffy sat nearby, eating a peculiar purple fruit, visibly puzzled as to what is going on. The stranger made his way toward the bartender, heading towards Shanks, who held a bottle of sake in his hand. The men accompanying the stranger wore similar outfits, giving them a distinct appearance. Higuma, the leader of the bandits, had with him black hair that fell effortlessly over broad shoulders, accompanied by a well-groomed goatee. Above his right eye, an X-shaped scar spoke of battles won. Cloaked in a long, fiery red coat, Higuma commanded attention. "We are bandits," Higuma declared. "We're not here to cause any trouble. We just want to buy 10 barrels of sake." However, Marquino, the woman working at the bar, regretfully informed Higuma that they had run out of sake. Curiosity flickered in the stranger's eyes as he looked back at the pirates, questioning what they were drinking instead. "Oh, that's strange. Then what are they drinking? Is it water?" the bandit confirmed. The bartender apologetically replied, "It's sake, but that's all we have." Sensing the bandit's disappointment, Shanks apologized. "I'm sorry. Looks like we've finished all the sake here. Sorry about that." He offered Higuma the last bottle as a gesture of goodwill, saying, "Here, if you don't mind, take the last bottle." However, Higuma's displeasure was evident as he promptly smashed the bottle against Shanks's face, shattering it and causing the drink to spill onto the red-haired pirate. Luffy, witnessing the commotion, jumped down from his seat near Shanks. Marquino trembled with fear, while the bandits found amusement in the situation. The smoking man remained unfazed, and the young boy held a half-eaten fruit, bewildered by the unfolding events. "Just who do you think I am? Don't take me so lightly. One bottle is not enough," Higuma proclaimed with arrogance. "Oh no, now the floor is all wet," Shanks commented. The bandit questioned whether the pirate was unaware of his reputation. In response, Higuma brandished his wanted poster, displaying his bounty over him. "See this? My head is worth 8 million berries. I'm one of the prime fugitives here, and I've killed 56 people before you, cocky bastard." With indifference, Shanks ignored the bandit's words, picking up a large shard of the broken bottle from the ground. He turned to Marquino, apologizing. "Sorry about that, Marquino. Do you have a mop?" "Ah, it's all right. I'll clean it up," Marquino responded. Unyielding, Higuma drew his sword and slashed the table, causing the plates to shatter. "Well, it seems like you really enjoy cleaning. Now you can enjoy doing it more," he taunted, convinced of Shanks's cowardice. "Later, you bunch of chickens." With those parting words, Higuma left the bar, sneering at the pirates. Outside, 2 frightened citizens cowered behind a nearby building, observing the bandits' departure. Higuma remarked, "What a pathetic town. It doesn't even have sake. Let's move on to the next town." Inside the bar, as the tension gradually subsided, Marquino approached Shanks, expressing her concern. "Are you all right, Captain? Did you get hurt?" Shanks reassured her. "No, I'm fine." A smirk began to play on his lips, causing himself and the crew to burst into laughter. The Lucky Roo chimed in. "Our captain looks so silly," another pirate added, laughing. "He fixed you up good, Captain." The crew's lightheartedness irked Luffy, and his frustration bubbled to the surface. "Why are you laughing?" he demanded. Perplexed, the crew looked at one another, unable to comprehend Luffy's reaction. "That was disgraceful! Why didn't you fight him?" Luffy shouted as he continued. "So what if they have more people? Who laughs after getting picked on? You're not a man, and not a pirate either." Shanks fixed his gaze on the young boy, his eyes studying him intently for a moment. Then, with a calm demeanor, he said, "Look, I know how you feel, but it's just a bottle of sake. There's nothing to get worked up about." Luffy, turning away in anger, attempted to walk away, but Shanks reached out and grabbed his arm, preventing his departure. "Oh, come on, don't go, Luffy," he pleaded, hoping to mend the situation. However, Luffy stood firm, refusing to yield. "I don't want to see you again, coward," he retorted. As he moved away, a remarkable sight unfolded before everyone's eyes. The boy's arm stretched unnaturally, leaving everyone in awe. "His arm! It's stretching!" Shanks exclaimed. "That's—" The crew, stunned by the spectacle, struggled to find words. "No way! You—" they stammered. Luffy, bewildered by his own abilities, cried out, "What's happening?" in a mix of confusion and fear. The fat man, searching through a box, suddenly realized something was amiss. With a look of panic, he exclaimed, "It's gone! The rubber fruit we took from the enemy isn't here!" Sweat trickled down the Lucky's forehead as he showed Luffy a drawing of the purple, swirling fruit he had consumed earlier. His voice quivered as he asked, "Luffy, did you eat this?" Oblivious, Luffy confirmed, "Well, yeah, isn't that dessert? It tastes pretty bad, though." Stepping forward, Shanks positioned himself in front of the young boy and delivered a sobering revelation. "That's the rubber fruit. It's one of the fruits of the devil and one of the rarest treasures in the sea." Luffy stood frozen in disbelief. Shanks continued, "Whoever eats it will turn into a rubber man and will never be able to swim." Luffy's shock was palpable as he stammered, "What? You're kidding, right?" Shanks, however, dismissed his disbelief with a single word, calling him an idiot. The sun cast a warm, golden glow upon the picturesque windmill village, where life moved at a leisurely pace. Luffy, the spirited young boy with an infectious smile, skipped along the village streets, his eyes sparkling with excitement. He made his way to the local fish market, a small stall run by a kind-hearted shopkeeper. With his arms outstretched and a wide grin on his face, Luffy called out cheerfully, "I want to buy some fish, Mr. Storekeeper." The shopkeeper and his wife exchanged amused glances, delighted to see the boy brimming with joy. "Hey, Luffy, you look like you're in a good mood today," the shopkeeper remarked. "So did the pirates leave you behind again? Either way, you can't swim anymore." Luffy shrugged off the notion. "That's all right. I'll just be a pirate who doesn't fall into the sea." He stretched his cheeks, contorting his face into a comically exaggerated smile. "After eating the rubber fruit, I've become even happier. Look!" A grizzled old man with a striped purple hat stood behind Luffy, voicing his disapproval. "What's so good about that? Maybe the whole village thinks that's cool, but what good does that do? Having a rubber body." Luffy affectionately called the man Chief, and paid no mind to his skepticism. The old man, perched atop a crane, attempted to dissuade him. "I'm gonna tell you again, Luffy. Don't become a pirate. It'll ruin this town's reputation. The captain may look like a reasonable person, but don't hang out around him again." Undeterred by the old man's cautionary words, Luffy headed back to Party's bar. He found himself in the cozy ambiance of Party's bar. The atmosphere was lively, yet the absence of familiar faces left the air tinged with a hint of loneliness. Luffy and Marquino, a kind-hearted woman, were the only occupants of the bar, as she diligently cleaned a glass with practiced precision. Sensing Luffy's solitude, Marquino gently inquired, "They've been away for a while now. Do you feel lonely, Luffy?" Luffy shook his head defiantly. "Nope, I haven't forgiven them for the bandits incident yet." Fiddling with a glass that held only a few cubes of ice, Luffy expressed distastefully, "I overestimated Shanks. I thought he was a tough pirate. What a disappointment." Marquino offered a different perspective. "Really? I thought people who could laugh it off after getting picked on are pretty brave." A mischievous grin played on Luffy's lips as he explained, "That's because you don't understand. There are times when a man should fight back," the bartender chimed in, her laughter ringing through the bar. "Oh, I guess I don't know anything then," Luffy affirmed her with a nod. "That's right, you don't." Suddenly, the creaking sound of the bar's entrance drew their attention. A man stepped inside, his presence unexpected. Luffy's eyes widened with surprise as he recognized the newcomer, Higuma. Accompanying him were his band of ruffians, their aura ominous and foreboding. "Well, looks like the pirates aren't here today," Higuma sneered with contempt. "It sure is quiet. We're back again." As the bandits settled themselves at the tables, Luffy and Marquino watched them closely, an unspoken tension hanging in the air. The bandit leader called out to bartender, his demand harsh and forceful. "What are you waiting for? We're customers. Bring us some sake." Time passes, the sun casting long shadows over the quiet village. With urgency, Marquino rushes through the narrow streets. Her eyes search frantically for the chief, a respected figure known for his calm demeanor. Finally, Marquino finds the mayor seated on a worn-out chair, a steaming cup of tea in his weathered hands. Without wasting a moment, Marquino blurts out, her voice trembling with shock. "Chief, hurry! Something bad has happened!" The mayor looks up, his eyes narrowing in concern. "What's wrong, Marquino? What's this fuss about?" he asks with curiosity. Breathing heavily, Marquino hastens to explain. "Luffy was kidnapped by the bandits." The village trembles under the weight of fear as Luffy, held off the ground by a menacing bandit, Higuma, finds himself in a perilous hostage situation. The bandits, their eyes filled with curiosity and malice, examine Luffy's unique physique, muttering among themselves, "What an interesting body. Seems like kicking and punching won't do any harm to it." Behind closed windows, the villagers peer out, their voices filled with a mixture of concern and hesitance. "Hey! Hey! Go save Luffy!" one of them cries out, but another chimes in, "But they're bandits! We could get killed! Besides, Luffy messed with them in the first place." Luffy's voice rings out as his cheek stretches to its limit. "Damn it! Apologize to me right now, you bastard!" Higuma, reveling in his sadistic taunting, sneers at Luffy. "Oh, a rubber man, huh? Who would have thought such a thing exists in this world?" With a cruel tug, he pulls Luffy's cheek down, causing the boy to bounce painfully against the ground. Defiantly, Luffy grits his teeth, shouting, "Damn it! You'll be sorry for this!" The bandit leader, intrigued by the uniqueness of Luffy's abilities, contemplates the lucrative possibilities. A different type of human. If I sell him to a circus, I can surely get a lot of money. he muses. Refusing to succumb to his captor's cruelty, Luffy seizes a wooden club and dashes toward the bandit leader. However, before he can strike, Higuma raises his leg, his voice dripping with contempt. "Brat!" Caught off guard by the bandit's swift counterattack, Luffy takes a heavy blow to his face, stumbling backward. "We were just having a good time drinking and talking. Did we say something pissed you off?" Higuma taunted. "Yes, you did! Apologize right now! Damn it!" Luffy shouts. The villagers, observing the brutal exchange, offer their comments from the safety of their homes. "Luffy sure is hot-headed. Why in the world did he start trouble with them?" one whispers, while Luffy shouts, "Move your damn foot, you damn bastard!" The chief, unable to bear witness to Luffy's suffering any longer, musters his courage and raises his voice. "Let the child go!" Marquino, standing by his side, adds her plea. "Please," he pressed. A heavy silence descends upon the scene, the tension thick in the air. The chief continued, "I don't know what Luffy did, and I don't want to argue with you, but I'm willing to pay. So please let the child go." As the chief kneels on his hands and feet, his plea for mercy hangs in the balance. Worriedly, Luffy mumbles out his chief. But Higuma, relishing in his newfound power, presses his cruel monologue. As one would expect, it's the elders that know the proper way to deal with any situation. But it's too late. You can't save this little brat now because he really makes me angry. With his foot, he begins to squish Luffy's head. "Fine, I'm not going to sell you. I'll kill you instead." As Higuma raises his sword. Unexpectedly, Shanks appears behind Marquino and the chief. With a knowing smile, he addresses the bandits casually. "I was wondering why no one welcomed us at the port. So this is why... Hey, you guys are the bandits from the other day." Shanks pressed further. "Luffy, what's wrong? Isn't your punch as strong as pistol fire?" Shanks inquires. "Shut up!" Luffy angrily retorts back. Higuma sneers at the captain. "Pirate! Why are you still here? Are you going to clean up the whole town this time? I suggest you leave right now. If you get any closer, I might have to open fire, you coward!" The threat hangs in the air as uncertainty shrouds the outcome of this dire confrontation. Shanks takes a confident step forward, undeterred by the guns pointed at him. A burly bandit, fueled by his bravado, directs his gun straight at Shanks' head, his finger clicking against the trigger. Mocking laughter echoes through the barren landscape, drowning out any other sound. Shanks locks eyes with the bandit. "Your life's at stake here," Shanks calmly states, his voice cutting through the laughter. "I'd quit pointing that gun at me." The bandit, taken aback by Shanks's defiance with a mixture of surprise and shock. "Huh? What did you say?" Shanks repeated his words carefully. "I said, don't use this to scare people." Before anyone can react, a thunderous gunshot shatters the silence. Lucky Roo, the fat man, acts swiftly, shooting the bandit without a moment's hesitation. Everyone, except for Shanks' crew, stands stunned with disbelief. A surge of aggression courses through the bandits as they realize the gravity of the situation. "Now! Now you've done it, bastard! Damn it, that was dirty!" Yasop, a member of Shanks's crew, questions. "Dirty?" A man, his face obscured by a cloud of smoke, steps forward confidently. "Don't make us laugh. Do you think we're saints or something?" Shanks turns to Higuma, the leader of the bandits, filled with resolve. "The people standing in front of you are pirates!" One of the bandits interjects sharply. "Shut up! This is none of your business!" Shanks delivers his message with unwavering conviction. "Listen well, bandits. You can pour drinks on me, you can throw food at me, or even spit on me. I can laugh it off. But," he carefully stated, "I don't care what reasons you have. I won't forgive anyone who messes with my friends." The young boy watched in awe. Higuma, unfazed by Shanks's impassioned speech, lets out a boisterous laugh. "You won't forgive me? You, a bunch of pirates who float around on a ship all day, want to challenge us? We will destroy you!" With those words, he signals his crew to attack. As Higuma's bandits charge forward, a figure steps out from the crew. It's Beckman, the smoking man known for his sharp wit and unmatched skill. "Let me deal with this. I can take care of them myself," he stated. With a nonchalant flick of his hand, he casually places his lit cigarette onto the eye of one bandit, momentarily blinding him. Using his gun as an improvised club, Beckman swiftly incapacitates the rest of the charging bandits, delivering a series of calculated blows. Each swing of his weapon lands with devastating accuracy, leaving the attackers sprawled on the ground. With a steely gaze, Beckman points his gun directly at Higuma. He effortlessly lights a new cigarette and declares, "Don't overestimate yourselves, bandits. If you want to fight us, you better get a fleet of Marines to back you up." The weight of his words hangs in the air, leaving Higuma alone and trembling in the face of imminent defeat. Luffy, Marquino, and the chief amazement as Beckman single-handedly quells the bandits' assault. Amidst the aftermath of the confrontation, Higuma, now desperate, tries to shift the blame onto Luffy. "Wait a minute! This little brat messed with us first!" Shanks dismisses Higuma's feeble attempt. "It doesn't matter. After all, there's a reward on your head." In a final act of desperation, Higuma drops a smoke bomb and seizes the opportunity to snatch Luffy away. Panic fills the air as the smoke dissipates, revealing Luffy's absence. "Oh no! We got careless! They took Luffy! What should we do?" Shanks cries out with worry. Lucky Roo steps forward. "Captain, don't panic! Let's split up and find them!" Beckman glances back at Shanks, concern etched on his face. "That captain," he murmurs under his breath. Out in the vast expanse of the open sea docked next to red-haired pirate's ship, a lone boat bobbed gently on the waves away from the harbor, carrying two figures standing side by side. With a sinister grin, the bandit leader Higuma unleashed a boisterous laughter that echoed across the tranquil waters. "Looks like we got away!" he exclaimed with amusement. "Who would have thought that a bandit would escape by boat? Well, I only used you as a hostage, but you're useless now. I've dealt with 56 people who dared to cross my path before, you know." Luffy clenched his fists as he shouted defiantly, "Go to hell!" Higuma's smile widened sadistically. "Ha! So long!" he sneered, delivering a swift kick that sent Luffy hurtling into the unforgiving embrace of the water. "Damn it! Damn it!" Luffy's mind screamed in frustration. "You said they're cowards! I didn't even get one hit in! Bastard! Damn it!" As Luffy struggled to stay afloat, his mind drifted back to a recent encounter with bandits at a rowdy bar. Memories surged within him, vividly recalling how he caused so much chaos. "Remember the expression on those pirates' faces the other day?" Higuma and his men mused, drinking in the tavern. "He didn't even say anything after getting hit by a bottle. What gutless pansies!" The bandits' laughter echoed in his ears, each chuckle a twisted reminder of his own helplessness. Higuma interjected, fueling the fire within Luffy. "When I see a chicken like that, it just makes me so mad. I really wanted to kill him. Pirates only know how to act cool." "Shut up!" Luffy's voice thundered. "Don't underestimate Shanks. He's not a coward." "Let it go, Luffy." Marquino tried calming him down, but Luffy, unwilling to back down, persisted. "Don't underestimate Shanks." Struggling for dear life, Luffy fought against the relentless pull of the water. In the distance, a colossal sea creature emerged from the depths, an imposing sea king, its ferocious presence casting a foreboding shadow over the scene. Higuma's arrogance transformed into surprise as he glanced back in shock, trembling, Where did it come from?" Without warning, the Sea King lunged, its gaping jaws swallowing Higuma whole. The boat, caught in the creature's monstrous grip, crumbled under the weight, leaving Luffy defenseless and at the mercy of the ocean's wrath. Desperation consumed him as the Sea King dashed towards him, his cries for help merging with the lapping waves. But just as hope began to fade, a figure materialized, clutching him. It was Shanks, Luffy's savior, his gaze fixed upon the Sea King with unwavering intent. "Get lost!" Shanks commanded, his voice powerful and deadly. It flinched as the sea creature gazed into the eyes of Shanks. In a sudden retreat, the Sea King slithered away, returning to the depths from whence it came. With the danger subsided, Shanks turned his attention to Luffy, a tender smile gracing his lips. "Thanks, Luffy. Marquino told me about everything." Luffy, overcome with emotions, tears streaming down his face, choked on his words. The red-haired captain reassured him, "Thanks for sticking up for us. Hey, don't cry. You're a man, right?" In the midst of his sobbing, Luffy managed to utter brokenly, "But "Shanks! Your arm!" Shanks dismissed his concern of the chewed left arm as he patted remaining hand on top of his head. "It's nothing," he replied calmly. "It's just an arm, as long as you're alive." Luffy's heart shattered, a waterfall of tears flowing freely. The reason Shanks didn't take Luffy with him is that the seas is an unpredictable place. It's not something that humans can control, but Luffy understands how great Shanks really is, and he hopes to be just like him in the future. The docks and harbor bustle with activity as the red-haired pirates scurry around, preparing their ships for the adventures that await them on the grand seas. Shanks stands amidst the chaos, ready to embark on his next voyage. The young boy approaches him. "You're really leaving this time?" Luffy asks with uncertainty. Shanks agrees. "We've stayed here long enough. It's about time we move on. Are you upset?" he inquires. Luffy is disappointed, but he gathers his strength of courage. "Yeah, but I won't force you to take me along anymore. I'll become a pirate by myself," he declares. With a mischievous grin, Shanks sticks out his tongue and retorts, "Huh? I wouldn't take you even if you begged me. You don't have what it takes to become a pirate." Defiance burns in Luffy's eyes as he shouts back, "Yes, I do! One day I'll find myself a crew that is as strong as yours, and then I'll find the world's biggest treasure and become the king of the pirates." Shanks, pleased by Luffy's unwavering spirit, reaches out and places his cherished straw hat on the young boy's head. "Oh, so you want to be bigger than us, huh? Well then, this hat is my gift to you. When you become a great pirate in the future, return that hat to me." He trails off, his voice filled with pride. As Shanks boards his ship, ready to set sail, Beckman, one of his crew members, remarks, "That kid's gonna be big." Shanks replies with a knowing smile, "I know, because he reminds me of my early years. Pull up the anchor! Set the sail!" Luffy watches with his straw hat, as tears poured from his eyes while Shanks and his crew disappear into the vast horizon. The straw hat serving as a constant reminder of the promise made that day, to become great pirates one day. And the youth's journey began just 10 years later after Shanks's departure, leaving Windmill Village with a bittersweet sentiment among the villagers. Luffy now embarks on his own journey across the sea with his brand new boat. Marquino amuses, "He finally left, Chief. We're going to miss him. He'll ruin this town's reputation." The chief refuses her. Whispers ripple through the townspeople as they comment on Luffy's unexpected dedication. "I never thought he would be so serious about it," they murmur. As seagulls soar gracefully above, Luffy, now grown up, drifts away from the village, savoring the pleasant weather. His thoughts are interrupted when a colossal deep-sea king emerges, fixing its gaze upon him. "I've been waiting for you, sea monster. This is your unlucky day. I'll show you what I've learned in the past 10 years, Luffy proclaims. The Deep Sea King opens its massive jaws and charges toward Luffy. Undeterred, Luffy pulls his arm back, a triumphant smile on his face. "Gomu Gomu no! Pistol!" he exclaims as his stretchy arm propels forward, striking the creature's head from a distance. As the victorious punch connects, the Deep Sea King is sent crashing into the sea, defeated. Luffy, brimming with confidence, taunts, "How did that taste, stupid fish?" Spinning his arms in a circle, Luffy lets out a contagious laughter. "I'll have to find some friends first. I hope I can find at least 10 people, and then I'll make a flag," he exclaims, his excitement growing. With a determined gleam in his eyes, Luffy raises his hands in the air and declares, "All right, let's go! I'll become the king of the pirates!" Without any companions to accompany him, Luffy sets sail on a modest boat, equipped with only a barrel at the back. The beginning of his arduous journey unfolds before him, a path that promises both adventure and peril.